Episode, what is it?
3. Episode 3,
Welcome
man.
back.
Woo!
Mad love to you guys. Thanks for tuning in again.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the 1 view.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. You know, we really appreciate you guys. You guys have been actually supporting both of our episodes on YouTube. Shout out to some of the people on the Discord for watching us and supporting us. Thank you, homies.
Oh, yeah.
Mad love. So, Luke, what are we going to talk about today?
We just want to go into, I guess, a little bit more about ourselves, but really we're just
here.
talking about mental health and how it relates to entrepreneurship and creativity overall.
Hell yeah.
So,
let's do that.
We gotta get on the meds first for that.
Yeah, a little medicine in us here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I really like, I think mental health is a huge topic that I don't think a lot of us, go over and, think about. I think it's like most people just think like, oh, we all have our issues, but I think it's good to talk about it and really, get a whole conversation going about it, especially like where we came from and where we're at today. And that speaks for not only him and I, but for everybody, So I think it's important to talk about those things.
Everybody carves their own path, and so that's why not everybody's the same when it comes to mental health. Everybody's dealing with different things.
That's right. Everybody has their own challenges.
There's ways to get past that and do what makes you happy. Through whatever it is you want to do, whether it's in the arts, the sciences.
Exactly.
We're all here for each other. We all need to support each other. Especially in this time, with the pandemic.
Yep.
All
these crazy things going on.
Everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So.
No, I just think it's like, for example, with us, how we started out. I mean, back in 2013, we told you guys we started our channel Funny World first. And him and I at the time, like, I had my own personal training business. He was, where were you working?
I was a master control operator.
Master control.
For about 12 years, and it was a good job. It paid the bills, obviously.
Yeah, same
health
here.
Insurance.
Business was cool.
But about a few years into it, I was lucky enough to meet Jeff, and that kind of just woke me up and made me realize, like, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, it makes money, but it doesn't make you happy.
I think.
Wait, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. What were you saying?
I forgot what I was saying. Thanks. So go ahead.
No, I think I was just trying to add on what Luke was saying. It's like, basically what we were doing is we were doing jobs that obviously it was paying the bills. Like, I loved, for example, training people, helping them. But at the end of the day, we were making these videos every 10 days. And we were just telling ourselves, like, man, how could we make this as a living, which is why him and I came up with the idea of having our own video production business. So, guys, it's what you guys, anybody can think of something that they can do if they think it's going to take them to the next step in their path. It doesn't mean that, that's what him and I took, because now, we've been in business for 5 years with our video production business, but at the same time, it's not exactly where we want to be, which is why we're taking you guys on the journey. Every week you guys are going to see us come on here. We're talking about our filmmaking. We're talking about cryptos, NFTs that we're involved in. So that's why we really want to take you guys on the journey and tell you, look, you're not alone. Like, you're not alone. Like, him and I, look, just because we have our video production business, both of us struggle still, but it's a good struggle. It pushes us every day. I think the worst thing is, and I don't know if, I think you agree too, it's like, why beat yourself up having a bad day when you can just surrender and just be like, look, there's other opportunities, because there always is. I think that's the biggest thing that I have to tell myself every day. I know he does too. It's like, you got to tell yourself, it's like, the only way it cannot happen ever is if you just stop. You just stop what you're doing. It's that simple. But if you keep going, how can you not? How can you not succeed? Mm-hmm. It's hard not to succeed. You might not succeed in the way where you're saying, dude, like, look, I started and now look at what I'm doing. Like, you're not going to get there right away. It takes time. It takes years. It takes dedication. But at the same time, if you're on your journey, why not enjoy it? Yeah. Remember what Jim Carrey said? Tell him what Jim Carrey said. Like, his story about his dad and everything. Yeah.
Jim Carrey's father, he was an accountant. but he wasn't happy because he was a very gifted jazz musician.
Yeah.
And he never pursued that as a career. He didn't think he could because he had a family to support, which is obviously very important. And that, but I think Jim Carrey himself, he learned from that and thought, you know, you can fail at doing something you hate.
Yeah.
So why not take a risk
and love it
and do what you love? Because it's way better to fail at what you love than what you hate. Because if you fail at what you hate, why do you want to go back to it? But if you fail at what you love, you're going to keep striving. And I think one of the things, like Jeff agreed with me, you know, when we started our video business, production business, which was about 4 years after we had started, you know, creating videos together for fun.
Right.
It's, you got to appreciate the little victories, as you call it. Because obviously, and everyone knows who's an entrepreneur or started their own business,
for sure.
You're going to not get the job more than you are going to get the job.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah.
And so you just have to, you know, we used to get upset, think, oh, what did we do wrong? Why didn't we get that job? You try to learn from that. You don't let it get to you, and it's gonna get to you. You know, everybody comes from a different background, so everybody's susceptible to different levels of stress, depression, and anxiety, and it's not easy to do. No. It's not easy, but the point is, like, right now we can look at the list of jobs that we've had since we started, and we're not obviously on the Fortune 500 company, but like I think even your dad said, like, there's companies in anything, not just in videography, but anything. They go their whole first year or two and don't make any money,
making nothing,
because they're micromanaging or whatever, and they think that they have to come in. That's the other thing. You're not going to come into it perfectly. You're not gonna go out the door fully formed, you know, especially in art. You know, you have to find yourself as a creative person. And again, that's like Jeff was saying, you got to carve your own path, carve your own road. You know, it's not going to be easy. No. You're not going to always have the money that you need to survive. But the point is, there's, you know, if you're blessed, and a lot of people are, you have supporters, and you have people who, you know, who'd rather have 5 or 10 people watching us and being who we are and appreciating us for who we are and what we do, as opposed to thousands of people following us because we're trying to be what they want us to be. Right. And, you know, mad love to all the YouTubers, everybody out there, artists who are doing what they do love, but don't be afraid to be who you are. And that, I think, personally, the most successful ones are being who they are, because they're just, they're telling everybody, this is who I am, this is what I do, whether it's playing video games, cooking, gardening, making films like we do, whatever it is. You know, just don't be afraid to put yourself out there like that. And, you know, me personally, I feel like a hypocrite saying that. I grew up hearing that, and I was shy. I
think we learned a lot from each other, because this guy, even though he says that, but at the same time, he still, like, came out here to LA, regardless. You know, it's like, he wasn't afraid, even though he might have had fears in his head or doubts, but that's the point we're talking about. You got to keep going. You can't just let these little things slip and make you so mad and to be like, you know what, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If it moves you into something that's better and you're even happier, well, then that was meant to be. Yeah. Because you can't, that's the one thing in life, adjust to change all the time. Yeah. The more you adjust easier, life gets easier all the time. You can do that, it's unbelievable. And the fact is, like, how you hustle, make jobs, make business, it's all about just flowing. You flow with it. Just because the negativity comes at you, you're like, okay, all right, let me move forward. Let me figure something out here. You're taking it, versus instead of resisting it, being mad, being upset, like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this. And we've all been there. I've been there, he's been there, we've all been there. Any of us. I don't care who you are. Even if you're the Mr. or Mrs. Perfect or whatever, right? You're going to have a shitty day. Yeah. You're going to have a shitty day. And no one, I don't care what no one says. But look, you just be positive, guys. And that's what we're telling you on this episode today. We're just like, be positive. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't listen to what others say. Oh, guys, you know, you got to get your quality better. You got to do. And that's what he said earlier. Like, to be honest, I love how there's only a small group of you guys watching us, and we thank you guys. Mad love to you guys.
Yeah.
Both. I'm gonna look at both cameras now. Mad love to both of you, all of you, because he's right. We're not gonna sit here and be one person and do what the algorithm says or listen to what people say about you get more views if you're talking about this. It's just like, you know what? Fuck that. I'd rather be real, and same with him. Like, to be honest, we don't have to have this podcast, truthfully, but at the end of the day, we're like, no, we want to show people our journey. We want to get people to show them, like, hey, look at what we're doing, right? And as we get more with our feature film, like, we're going to keep updating you guys. We have all these things that we tell you. Like, the first episode, you think we're bullshitting? Yeah. That's why we have this podcast. We're putting it on us. We're putting it on us.
I honestly, because of the field that we're in, I believe a lot of very successful filmmakers from back in the day, people we admire,
would have done.
I'll bet you if they had this kind of technology, people like big filmmakers would have loved to have just a group of people to follow them along and say, we're on the set today. This is what we're doing today. I'm writing this today. Yeah. Because I think real artists aren't afraid. They aren't afraid. They don't need to hide.
Yeah.
Real artists want to bring people on the journey with them.
Exactly.
Because, a good artist accepts constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But it's also, you're constantly learning.
Yeah.
I think just by having people who support you and just want to follow you on the journey, you learn from that because they know who you are from the very beginning. Yeah. That's what a good artist does. You're putting your heart and soul into your work.
No question.
That's a tough thing to do. A lot of people are very sensitive about that. We get sensitive about it sometimes too. We do. There's times like even when we were making our short film a couple years ago, Hurtcore, there were points where we were just tough. Like, is this the right thing to do? Is this are we doing the good thing? Are we? But it didn't matter because the point was we were telling a story. It's not anyone's story in particular. It's not our story. But it was just something that we thought needed to be said. So in a way, it was kind of our story as it relates to real people who are going through real suffering and the real darkness in the world.
Terrible.
People who can fight through that and
it's
just
amazing.
get the supporters. That's why we love you guys, and we want to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so that's really the point of why we came on today.
Yeah, that's why we came on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the real truth in itself, guys. Like, just like he said, mental health is serious, and it's not just people that have these types of problems like what we have. There's people out there that are abusers. Imagine getting abused and then moving forward in life. Having kids, having a marriage after being abused for many years. Yeah. That's fucked, man. No one can fucking understand but themselves. No. Period.
We know a few people like
That's
that.
That's it. And we do. We were
Some
blessed
of them
enough
are successful
to meet them.
now because we admire that. People who can get past that and find their voice, Don't, use your own darkness as your light, Let that be your voice.
There's always that light, guys, at the end of the day. No matter what religious belief you are, there's always light at the end of the day. If you believe in what you want to do, you want to achieve it, it'll happen. You just have to go up. You just have to go out there. You have to take the hits. Yeah. It's just like Rocky.
Rocky said it.
What did he say? How did he say that?
I've heard that quote so many times.
Too.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. Yeah. It is a very mean and nasty place, and it will beat you to your knees. That's right. But it ain't about how hard you get hit. No. It's about hard. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Yeah. That's how winning is done. Yeah, Adrian.
But you know what?
Yeah.
That's real. Because you can't. That's the thing about, you want to talk about not giving up. That guy right there, Sylvester Stallone, man. Yeah. Shout out to him. That's a guy who came from absolutely nothing. How it took him. A lot of people don't know this, but he went to hundreds of studios to try to get Rocky made because people were saying, look, they'll buy the script. They don't want him to be in it. And he was like, no, I got to be the main character.
It was his story.
Yeah. And he wouldn't stop. And he finally got one, but they even told him.
But it didn't get easier for him after that.
He didn't even get paid the first time.
He had to take the hits. He said, look, you're not going to get paid.
Yeah.
you're gonna live on nothing,
Right.
and he did. He lived on bologna sandwiches, and it was just like you just have to keep, you know,
proof
because
is
he
in the
believed
pudding,
in
guys.
it.
That's what it's
he
all
believed
about.
in it, you know. And yeah, Rocky, like for example, could have failed
easily.
But the point is, he wouldn't have been depressed about it. He might have been a little like, well, but I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna keep going, you know.
Right.
Yeah, there's that thing, you know. You only get a few tries in Hollywood to be successful, but I think that's where people fall into the trap of they think they have to be what others want them to be in order to be successful.
Yeah.
And you know, sadly, if you're who others want you to be in this industry, that's dangerous because you're gonna look back on your life 10, 15 years from now, and you just think like, what did I do? That's not who I wanted to be.
Right.
But it's not just in the film industry. It's in any industry in your life. You know, doctors, lawyers, chefs, everything. You know, anything you want to be, just be yourself. Yeah. That's the real point. Yeah. You know, tell your story with whatever you're making for people.
But look, guys, at the end of the day, I always tell him this. Like, it's one of my quotes: "Is no matter how much resistance we give ourselves, our true destiny will always win." So, you don't. I'm not saying to just sit there and be like, great, I'll just sit here and wait till that happens. It's like, no, you go out there, you keep pursuing it, because at the end of the day, those obstacles and those challenges that we make, it pushes us through the next step for a reason. It gets us prepared to get to that next level that we want to go. So don't forget that, guys. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there.
Yep.
Boom, hit that subscribe button, guys. You know.
And where are we at now? Let's just list it off again, all the podcasts.
Dude, and right now we're on Spotify and Apple and Buzzsprout, but even better, we have 71 subscribers right now. We really, when we first started this, guys, literally we had like 40. So we really like appreciate you guys coming on and seeing like what we're doing, and mad shout outs to all the sporters out there. We really appreciate you guys, and like I said, we're gonna keep doing this. Every Saturday, 4:20 Pacific Standard Time. That's just the way we roll. And
come hang out with us in the Discord. We're always in there.
We might have a special guest the following Saturday. It's not gonna be at 4:20. It'd be like noon Pacific Standard Time. Yeah. But this is a guest that is a founder in one of the NFT projects Luke and I are involved in. And so, guy was cool.
It would be a blessing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But he says he wanted to. But regardless, guys, we're going to get him on. Like, we're going to get these different people on. But so far, we were saying the 29th. So you guys have your, this is going to be a YouTube live stream.
Yeah. So
people will be able to come on. Members will be able to come on and ask questions to the founder, and it'll be awesome, guys. It'll be a blast. So
mad love to you guys.
Mad love to you guys, and tune in to the next one.